picked up his jacket and made motions to leave. His crowd begged him to stay, offered to buy him more drinks. One woman had her hand planted on his arse, staking her claim. She whispered something in his ear and her hand slipped around Gary's hip, seeking more intimate parts. He grinned, laughed, brushed her off, and made for the door. "Now we dance." I downed my drink and started after him. The packed crowd by the door briefly blocked Gary's exit. A few awkward shuffles and polite smiles, and he slipped between them. I shoved through in his wake. If I lost him now, he'd be in a cab and gone. A tall, dark-haired prick who didn't believe in manners barged in front of me. He was out of the door ahead of me, stalling my progress by a few crucial seconds. Spilling onto the pavement, I spotted Gary a few strides away, his arm up, hailing his usual black cab. There was never a cab around when you needed one, until the target wanted to make a break for it. A few steps and I'd be on him. I swept my jacket back, revealing my agency ID badge fixed to my belt, while simultaneously sinking my left hand into my pocket, seeking my deck of cards. "Hey, man!" an American voice called out. The prick who'd shoved in front earlier jogged by me on the pavement toward Gary, his hand out. "You dropped this." I got a glimpse of dark eyes, a smooth but sharp jaw, long legs inside pressed dark trousers, all wrapped in one of those three-quarter-length wool coats only male models look good in. The kind of Hollywood glamour that opened the same doors that gets slammed in my face. And all right, I might have taken my eye off the target longer than I should have, because when I found Gary again, recognition had widened his eyes. He knew the American, and they weren't friends. Gary dropped his hand into his pocket, reaching for the artifact. "Gareth Clark," Hollywood began, "you're being detained under the Unregistered Latent Act, 1978. He produced a pair of shiny cuffs from his coat pocket. "Oh, hell no. Hollywood wasn't stealing my target." I slipped a card from my deck, sent a measured pulse of trick through my fingers, sizzling just enough power into it, and launched the card through the air between Hollywood and Gary. The card hit the parked cab and exploded like a military flashbang, raining sparks over the cab's glossy black paint. The cabbie put his foot down and sped away from the curb, leaving Gary and Hollywood gaping in my direction. "Now I have your attention," I said. "Gary, mate, I'm agency. Hand over the artifact and—" Gary bolted. Hollywood shot me a look as though I'd just stolen his Oscar. Too bad he shouldn't have tried to poach my mark. I flew after Gary. He sprinted across the road through slow-moving traffic. Headlight beams swept over his legs and mine, and horns honked. He splashed through puddles and ran like fucking Seabiscuit down Leicester Square's bustling streets until veering right, slinking into a narrow, uneven, cobbled side street. The street light was out. At least it was a dead end. Gary met the brick-faced wall at the end of the alley and turned on his heel. The sprint had mussed his hair, and a flickering mask of fear and desperation contorted his expression. A bad combination. His hands shot to his head and yanked. Gone was the suave, charming Gareth Clark from the bar. The lie. The fun and games were over. Latents didn't get nice things to play with. "Easy, Gary." Withdrawing a card in my left hand, I charged it up, sending rippling yellow light over the dank alley walls, illuminating us. "That artifact you've got, you know it's not safe, right? Just hand it over and I'll say you cooperated. No harm done." Gary breathed hard through his nose, teeth bared. He dropped his hands, putting them closer to the artifact in his pocket. If I didn't talk him down, then me, this alley, and anyone nearby was about to be blasted into the afterlife. Artifacts and latents went together like fire and gasoline. I just had to keep him from grabbing whatever artifact he had in his pocket. "Nobody has to get hurt, all right?" I inched closer. "They can't know I took it," he whined, pacing the small alley from wall to wall. "If I give it to you, they'll find out."